My name is Tom Kyo and I'm one of the curators on the Overland London to Beijing project. This is a project that I'm working on with two other curators, Hans Askheim and Miranda Pope. We're also working with Sophie McCorkadale as a documentary filmmaker.
I'm Hans and I'm doing a project with Tom and Miranda. We are doing a project called Overland, London to Beijing, where we travel from London to Beijing with a model by Tobias Rehberger. That model is, you can see it as a sort of mother for different sculptures in each city along the way to Beijing. Then what we decided was to use the journey, the Silk Road as it were, as a sort of loose backbone for the project, where we wanted to carry one artwork with us on the journey. But also we wanted to try to avoid all the romantic connotations with the Silk Route and such as, for example, cultural imperialism and other romantic travel ideas about nomads and everything. And also we wanted to try to focus on issues of capitalism as well. So we ended up with avoiding the word Silk Route, and we called the project Overland instead.
At the moment we're in Istanbul. We're in the process of building one of the sculptures in Platform Garanti, near the Platform Garanti building, as part of the 2009 Istanbul Biennial.
We chose to work with Tobias Rehberger for a number of reasons. The most important reason, I think, was that his work has a tradition of setting up structures and working with and playing with, in a playful way, our expectations of both commodity trade issues and also at the same time cultural values.
Well, again, as part of this project, I mean, we have been given complete freedom by Tobias to rebuild his sculpture or to build his sculpture, based on the models, in whatever way we think is appropriate in regards to sort of local context, local materials, etc. Is there navy anywhere on it? Again, how do we stick this to this? Glue? Glue? Oh, we staple, yes?
No. Is it not glue on it?
No, that's the thing is we have. Oh yeah, there is. Yeah, you're right. I'm bit in this area. You're right. So then, it'll be something like that going down the side. What do you think?
You could maybe have something on top of that, some bands.
There were a couple of different ways we could look at the design of this. Number one, we could sort of go high tech, or we could go low tech, and very much the approach that we're taking is low tech. What we're using is stuff that you could go to your local builder suppliers and buy, or even found objects on the street, whatever is quite immediate. And again, the process of building, I mean, we've tried to make it as simple as possible, that even though it is a relatively solid structure, we're almost looking at it as being like a tent, something that can be tied together with string or rope quite quickly, rather than getting into sort of a complex construction process with the whole sculpture.
You don't want me to do that?
No, I do. The concepts driving this project are actually they can be quite complex, or you can kind of try to narrow it down, and and that's why we were very happy that Tobias Rehberger worked with us, and that we can work with one artist and with one sculpture. So a project like this, where we're traveling across such a vast area, I mean, it can involve so many complex issues with regards to trade, with regards to ideas of commercial flows, with regards to ideas of the developing art scenes in the different places that we're going to. The concept behind it really is to examine curatorial processes. I mean, that's what we're trying to narrow it down to. And again, through working with Tobias, who is very interested in examining artistic processes, I think it's kind of the project is a very good fit. It's hard really to say there are any kind of definite concepts that we're definitely trying to deal with.
One of the key questions for us was to see what happens to the identity of an artwork when it moves from context to context and in a constant mobile sort of transit mode. And that's also why we're interested in, and it's important for us to have a dialogue with various local, international people we meet and also come in contact with along the project to investigate these questions.